Boswell Media Sports. Boswell Media Sports.
All right, Whippet fans, welcome to Boswell Media Sports, coming to you live from Peggy Abel's Field here in Kosciusko, Mississippi for the first round of the 4A state playoffs between Kosciusko and Senatobia. I want to thank Frank's Chevy for sponsoring our online stream, and this is the premier medical pregame show. I am Sam Rigby, bringing you tonight's broadcast between Kosciusko and Senatobia as we're about to start the first round of the playoffs and the ladies' chance for the state championship on the horizon, and it starts right here in round one against Senatobia. The winner of this series, if the Lady Whippets are able to take care of business against Senatobia, they'll play West Lauderdale or Ripley in round two of the playoffs. But the Lady Whippets come into this into the season record of 16-8, 8-1 in district play, and Senatobia comes in with a record of 11-1 and 4-4 in district play. Coach Wade Moore coming in his second year as head coach, 22-9 last year, got the Whippets all the way to the third round, but it was a loss to West Lauderdale, and the Lady Whippets are looking to advance in the playoffs this year, and it all starts tonight against Senatobia. So let's bring you the starting lineups brought to you by Holmes Community College. Starting first for Senatobia at shortstop, Macy Claire Moore. Second base, Anna Hollis Faulkner. Catcher, Bailey Thomas. Pitcher, K.R. Hoffman. Left fielder, Maddie Bozant. Right field, Nadra Newson. Designated player, Taryn Hale. Third baseman, Bailey Sims. Center fielder, Bethany Ward. And first baseman, Sarah Artis. And now for the Whippets starting lineup on the night. Starting with the captain, shortstop, McKinley Dickerson. Catcher, Gracie Kate Burrell. Another captain, Mary Kimball Price. And the third senior captain, first base, Allie Moore. At third base, Lindsey Blaine. Designated player, Jules Black. In center field, Izzy Wallace. And right field, J.C. Black. Second base, Isabel Williams. And the flex will be Liza Wallace in left field. So once again, I want to say I'm Sam Rigby, bringing you tonight's broadcast between Kosciusko and Senatobia for this first round of the playoffs. And we're getting the starting lineups called on the field. We're about to have the national anthem and a prayer break. And we're about to start off with some softball with our first pitch coming up here shortly. We also want to thank Frank Chevrolet for sponsoring our stream tonight and getting us on the air for this Kosciusko playoff softball action. So we're about to have our anthem break, and we're going to take a little break for you and come back with more of the Whippet softball on Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
So the anthem was just played here at Peggy Abels Field. We're about to be underway with Whippet playoff softball starting right here on Boswell Media Sports and Cruising 98.3. I want to thank Billy Steen, our studio producer, getting us live and on the air tonight for this first round of the playoffs. That the Lady Whippets will be starting off, and it'll be Mary Kimball Price pitching for the Whippets tonight. Got a good crowd here at Peggy Abels Field. Crowd still starting to fill in after getting some of that good concessions grilling going on over there. So fans are getting a little bite to eat and coming in to watch some softball. About to get started right here on Cruise 98.3. Want to remind everybody that the Lady Whippets come into tonight's game with the 2 seed in their region of the bracket in the 4A state playoffs. Series tonight is between Senatobia and Kosciusko, but the winner of this series will move on to the second round and play West Lauderdale or Ripley in round 2 of the playoffs. And we all know there's been some very historical matchups between West Lauderdale and Kosciusko, but the Lady Whippets got to take care of business first here tonight against Senatobia, and we'll have this one live tonight in Kosciusko. And tomorrow night on Good Friday, we'll have Lady Whippets facing off Senatobia at Senatobia and ISAM Rigby. We'll be bringing you that broadcast tomorrow night. But right now we got to worry about the first game right here in Kosciusko. First pitch from Mary Kimball Price. Swinging strike 1 to Macy Claire Moore. And it's a 0-1 count. Mary Kimball looks at Gracie Kate Bureau, the catcher, and the 0-1 windup from Price is a little high for ball 1, excuse me. Second pitch on the night for Price, as we're just now starting this Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning of Whippet playoff softball. The 1-1 from Price. Swinging strike 2, good looking rise ball by Mary Kimball for the 1-2 count. So Mary Kimball getting ready for the next one. And the 1-2 from Price. Ball's popped up and will go over the press box right behind home plate. As Macy Claire Moore stays alive in the box, the leadoff hitter for Senatobia. Kimball gives the nod and the 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Mary Kimball strikes out the first batter of the night for Senatobia. And that's her first strikeout of the night. Getting a good start for this Whippet playoff action. Now batting for Senatobia is Anna Hollis Faulkner, batting second and playing second base for the Warriors. First pitch from Price. Ball is high in the strike zone, but called for strike 1. So 1 out on the board. Whippets looking to start the first inning of the playoffs right with a 1-2-3. Potentially another striking pitch by Mary Kimball Price, a swinging strike 2 to Anna Hollis Faulkner. 1 out in the top of the first. Price with the windup on the 0-2. Ball is popped up foul, will sail into the Whippets fans on that first base side, but goes over these brand new looking bleachers, and they are very nicely built. So good job by the athletic department of Kosciusko putting in these nice bleachers for Whippet softball this season. The 0-2 from Price. Ball's tipped, foul as Anna Hollis Faulkner stays alive at the plate. And it's an 0-2 count for Faulkner. Nobody on base for Senatobia in the top of the first. One out as we're just getting started. Pitch from Price is grounded to second. Fielded cleanly by Williams. Thrown over to Allie Moore at first base for out number 2. So Price gets the first 2 batters of the inning out. First was a strikeout. Second one was a ground out. No hits on the night so far for Senatobia. Now brings up catcher Bailey Thomas. 2 outs in the top of the first in this Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning. Strike 1. Swinging strike 1 to Bailey Thomas from Price. It's an 0-1 count to Thomas. 2 outs in the inning, the 0-1 from Price. Swinging strike 2 this time to Bailey Thomas. It's an 0-2 count quickly. Mary Kimball, one of 2 Jones College commits on this Whippet softball team. Also, McKinley Dickerson signing with Jones to play softball this next year. Another strikeout by Price, 2 in the inning. Lady Whippets go 1, 2, 3, and the bats are coming up in the bottom of the first. More Whippet softball coming up from Basel Media Sports.
Your score at the middle of the Corbin Greer Construction Park.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Basel Media Sports on Cruising 98.3 and our YouTube channel for Basel Media Sports. Lady Whippets go 1, 2, 3 with Mary Kimball Price striking out 2 of the first 3 batters that she sees in the inning. And the Whippet bats are about to come to the plate, start off this bottom of the first, and the first at bats for the Whippet playoffs. Starting off for Kosciusko will be shortstop McKinley Dickerson. So Mary Kimball Price, one of the Jones commits on this team for Jones College in Ellisville, Mississippi, along with Dickerson coming up as well to the bat. So no outs in the inning. Dickerson steps into the box for the first at bat of the Whippet playoffs. First pitch is way behind Dickerson. Catcher had to reach behind her, really behind Dickerson. The ball was thrown behind her legs and had to reach around and grab it for ball 1. No outs in the inning. And the 1-0 to Dickerson. Ball's lined past the shortstop, and it's down for a base hit for McKinley Dickerson. Starts us off tonight with a single. So Lady Whippets get the first hit of the night in the Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning for Whippet softball this year. So Dickerson leads off with a single, and it brings up Gracie Kate Burrell catching tonight for Kosciusko, and no outs in the inning. Dickerson on first. First pitch to Burrell is high for ball 1. Dickerson takes off for second, sliding in. No contest. Safe at second. Dickerson gets the stolen base. So Dickerson with the stolen base advances to second with a 1-0 to Gracie Kate Burrell. Ball is in the ground. Dickerson thought about taking off for third, but will scamper back to second. It's a 2-0 count. K.R. Hoffman pitching tonight for Senatobia. Hoffman with a quick 2-0 to Burrell. The 2-0 pitch. Burrell fouls this one off for strike one, with no outs in the inning. Two 2-1 count to Burrell. Dickerson standing on second. And Price on deck for the Whippets. 2-1 pitch to Burrell in the dirt for ball three. So Burrell is in favor of drawing a walk with a 3-1 count. Dickerson on second. No outs in the inning. 3-1 pitch to Burrell. Ball is high for ball four. And the pitch goes wild. Dickerson is able to advance on the wild pitch to third base. Puts runners on the corners for the Whippets in this bottom of the first inning. Brought to you by Kosciusko Auto Parts.
Now batting, 0-0, Mary Kimball Price.
Runners on the corners for the Whippets with Mary Kimball Price, the pitcher, coming back into the box to bat for the Whippets. Runners on the corners for Mary Kimball Price with no outs in the inning. No outs for Price. Runners on the corners, and the pitch from Hoffman as Burrell takes off for second. No contest again as Burrell gets the stolen base. So that takes away the double play opportunity for the worst case scenario for Price. So the runners advance to second and third. No outs in this bottom of the first. Pitch is wild and bounces in the dirt and hits Price. So she'll advance to first. And that loads the bases for senior Allie Moore. Bailey Thomas goes out to talk to the pitcher Hoffman, try and calm her down, as it's been 2 walks and a single in this inning for the Whippet Bats. No outs in the inning. And Allie Moore steps into the batter's box for the Whippets. With McKinley Dickerson getting on with a single, here comes the pitch to Moore, and it's outside for ball one. Wind starting to pick up and blow out towards left center. And the 1-0 pitch to Moore. Pitch is low for ball two. With the bats staying patient in this bottom of the first inning. 2 walks already after the McKinley Dickerson single to start us off in this bottom of the first. Brought to you by Kosciusko Auto Parts. Hoffman squares up, and the 2-0 pitch. Swing and strike one to Allie Moore. And it's a 2-1 count to Moore with the bases loaded. Hoffman takes a look towards the third base dugout from her coach. Steps back in to throw the 2-1 pitch to Allie Moore. Moore grounds this one too short. It's not fielded cleanly, and it will score a run. RBI single for Allie Moore puts the Whippets on top, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Bases stay loaded as every runner advances, and the Whippets put up the first run, 1-0 against Senatobia. So an RBI single for Allie Moore, and Lindsey Blaine steps into the box, third baseman for the Lady Whippets. Another RBI opportunity. Bases loaded, no outs in the inning. And the 1-0 pitch to Blaine. Pitch is in for strike one to Lindsey Blaine. And it's a 1-0 count for Lindsey Blaine. Or excuse me, an 0-1 count to Blaine. That one was called a strike. And the 0-1 to Blaine. Ball is popped up into deep right field, and it will drop. Base hit for Blaine. Burrell scores. Kimball Price rounding third. Mary Kimball scores from third, and it's a 2 RBI double for Lindsey Blaine. Allie Moore advances to third base, and it's 3-0 Whippets. Lindsey got a really good piece of that ball, putting it out into right center, and it drops for an RBI double, 2 RBI double for Lindsey Blaine. So 2 RBI double for Lindsey Blaine brings up Jules Black for the Lady Whippets. Runners on second and third. It's Allie Moore and Lindsey Blaine. Blaine on second, Moore on third. As Jules Black steps into the box for the Lady Whippets. 3-0 lead early in this ball game, no outs. And a 1-0 count to Jules Black. Pitch is high for ball 2. So Coach Moore gives the play call down to Jules Black from third base. And it's a 2-0 count to Jules Black. No outs in this bottom of the first. Pitch is in the dirt, but a good stop by Bailey Thomas, not letting that ball roll to the backstop. Makes it a 3-0 count to Jules Black with Izzy Wallace standing on deck. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, Jules Black. That one's right down the middle, and Black took it for strike one. So 3-1 to Jules Black. No outs still in this bottom of the first inning. Hoffman pitching for Senatobia, the 3-1 pitch. This one's grounded to short, fielded cleanly. Throw over to first is in time for out number 1, but Allie Moore scores from third base and extends the lead 4-0 Whippets. So a sacrifice by Jules Black scores the RBI, with Allie Moore scoring from third. Lindsey Blaine stays on second as Izzy Wallace steps into the batter's box. 4-0 KO lead. 1 out in the inning. Wallace puts a bunt down, and it will drop. It's a base hit for Wallace. Gets the bunt down, and Blaine stays on second. But I think Coach Moore was trying to advance Blaine on that bunt, but nonetheless, it's a base hit for Wallace. So J.C. Black comes into the batter's box with runners on first and second. One out in the inning. Runners on first and second. Blaine on second and Wallace on first. Pitch to J.C. Black is down the middle for strike one. 1 out in the inning. Wind starting to pick up towards center field. It's J.C. Black. And the 0-1 pitch from Hoffman. This one's in the dirt. Good scoop by Bailey Thomas. Keeps the runners on base for the Whippets. And it's a 1-1 count to J.C. Black. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Black. She's going to ground this one right back to the pitcher. No throw to second. It's thrown over to first. Runners advance to second and third. And J.C. Black goes down with a ground out. So runners on second and third now for the Whippets.
Now batting number 17, Easy Williams.
Izzy Williams comes into the batter's box for Kosciusko with 2 outs in the inning. Wallace on second, Blaine on third, and Williams steps into the box for Kosciusko. First pitch to Williams. Pitches in the dirt. Good take by Williams for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. 4 runs scored by Kosciusko in this bottom of the first inning as the Whippets lead 4-0 over Senatobia. The 1-0 pitch to Williams is outside for ball 2. And the count is 2-0 to Izzy Williams. 2-0 pitch. This one's outside towards Williams this time. First 2 were outside in that right-handed batter's box, but Williams, a lefty, takes the first one inside for ball 3. 3-0 pitch to Williams. This one is in for strike 1. So 3-1 now to Izzy Williams in this Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning. 3-1 pitch is going to be a little drooper, and it'll drop for a base hit. That'll score Blaine from third, and Wallace scores as well from second. 2 more runs for the Whippets. 2 RBI single by Izzy Williams. So 6 runs in this bottom of the first. We're going to have a change of pitching by Senatobia, so we'll take a break and be back with more Whippet softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Boswell Media Sports.
All right, so after that first inning, we're still in the first inning, but a change of pitching for Senatobia brings up Bailey Sims, who was at third base. Now comes into pitch for Senatobia and the Warriors. First pitch is outside for ball 1 as we're back to the top of the order with McKinley Dickerson, who started us off with a single and ended up scoring all the way after the single to lead us off. Also got a stolen base in her last at bat for McKinley Dickerson as she fouls off the next pitch for strike 1. Whippets lead 6-0 over Senatobia in this bottom of the first, with Isabel Williams standing on first after the 2 RBI single to cause the change of pitching. The next pitch thrown to Dickerson is high for ball 2. 2-1 count to Dickerson with Williams on first. 2-1 pitch from Sims is grounded off for a foul ball. Pitch was a little low, but Dickerson got a piece of it. And it's strike 2 to McKinley Dickerson. 2-2 count for Dickerson as Sims takes a look back to the third base side to get a call for the pitch. 6-0 lead for Kosciusko, but it's a 2-2 count for Dickerson with 2 outs in this bottom of the first. Pitch is fouled off by Dickerson, stays alive at the plate in this Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning. 6 runs scored by the Whippets. As when the Whippet defense was on the field, it was 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts by Mary Kimball Price. And Dickerson gets back into the box. 2-2 pitch from Sims. Ball is ripped down the third base line, and it's a base hit for Dickerson. Williams rounding second, headed for third, and the ball is dropped, and it's going to be a safe call for Williams in at third, and Dickerson advances to second on the single.
Now batting, number 21, Gracie K.
So Isabel Williams advancing to third, and Dickerson goes to second on the play as the Warriors go out to talk to Bailey Sims. We'll keep it right here as give you a little recap so far on the afternoon. Dickerson started us off with a single and then back-to-back walks for Burrell and Price. And Allie Moore with an RBI single got the runs going. And it was Lindsey Blaine with a 2 RBI double, along with Jules Black getting a sack RBI. And Isabel Williams coming to bat with a 2 RBI single, gave the Whippets the 6 runs. As Gracie Kate Bureau comes back into the box, her second at bat on the night, excuse me. First pitch to Williams, or to Bureau, excuse me, is in for strike 1. With Dickerson on second, Williams on third. 0-1 pitch to Bureau is ripped into left field, and it's going to drop. Base hit for Gracie Kate Bureau. Run scored, Williams scores, Dickerson scores. 2 RBI double by Gracie Kate Burrell. So 2 more runs score for the Whippets. It's 8-0 Kosciusko.
Double zero, Mary Kimball Price.
So a double by Gracie Kate Burrell, and back to the plate comes Mary Kimball Price. 8-0 lead for Kosciusko. Runs aplenty in this first inning. So Price steps into the batter's box. First pitch is high for ball 1. With Gracie Kate Burrell standing on second. $8-0 lead for Kosciusko. 1-0 pitch to Price is grounded and fielded cleanly. Throw over to first, and Price is safe with a single, and Burrell advances to third. Runners on the corners for Kosciusko. And it looks like going to have a pinch runner for Mary Kimball. Pinch running for Mary Kimball is number 19, Kylie Greer. Standing at first with Greer on first. Greer on first, Burrell on third. As Allie Moore comes back into the box for the Whippets. First pitch to Moore. Ball is grounded down the third baseline. And umpire at third base says the ball will be foul, and it was fair until it got to the third base bag and it drifted foul. So it's a foul ball for Allie Moore. 2 outs in the inning. Still in the bottom of the first, Whippets lead 8-0 with Burrell on third, Greer pinch running for Price on first. Moore rips this one too short, hit very hard by Moore, but the pitch is missed. Throw over to first is wild. And Greer rounding, headed for the plate. And they're going to say Greer is out, rounding third, headed for home. But the Whippets score 1 more run. It's 9-0 with Burrell scoring. Greer was rounding third, heading for home. And the Whippets score 9 runs in the bottom of the first. So we're going to take a break. Be back with the top of the second coming up on Basel Media Sports.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
After that Kosciusko Auto Parts first inning, Whippets tack on 9 runs in the bottom of the first. And we're about to start the Holmes Community College second inning right here on Boswell Media Sports. I want to thank Frank Chevrolet for sponsoring our online stream, where we can bring you this live action. And also on Cruise 98.3, we have the game on for you there as well, as we're just about to get started in this top of the second. It's K.R. Hoffman, who was pitching for Senatobia and was relieved by Bailey Sims in that bottom of the first. First pitch by Mary Kimball Price, still on the mound. It's swinging strike 1 to Price. And the 0-1 by Price. Pitch is missed high for ball 1. Nobody on base for Senatobia as we're just getting started in this top of the second inning. And the 1-1 by Mary Kimball Price. Swing and strike 2 by Price. Makes it a 1-2 count. Price in her last inning to pitch in the first inning struck out 2 of 3 and another ground out for the Warriors in that first inning. Second pitch missed by Price. Makes it a 2-2 count as the Whippets lead 9-0 over Senatobia. Two-two pitch on the way from Price. Swing and strike 3, make it 3 strikeouts on the night for Mary Kimball Price, and 1 out in the inning. So another strikeout by Price. Brings up Maddie Bozant for Senatobia. With 1 out in this top of the second inning. First pitch by Price. This one misses high for ball 1. As Mary Kimball Price, 4 batters faced, 3 strikeouts on the night. And the 1-0 on the way from Mary Kimball. Pitch misses outside this time by Price for ball 2. Make it a 2-0 count to Price. Price makes the look and the 2-0 pitch. This one is popped up foul and will hit the press box behind home plate for strike 1. So a 2-1 for Price to Bozant. 2-1 count. And this one is low for ball 3 by Price, in danger of walking her first batter of the evening. So a 3-1 count for Price. Top of the second, 3-1 count from Mary Kimball Price. And this one misses high for ball 4. Price walks her first batter of the evening and brings up Nadra Newsom One out in this top of the second, as Price was in the dugout for a long time as the Whippets tacked on 9 runs in the bottom of the first. Price looking to regain the momentum in this top of the second. One out on the board already in the first pitch from Price. Price responds with a first pitch strike after the first walk of the night. 0-1 count to Newsom. Runner on first for Senatobia after Bozant got on with a walk. Next pitch is high from Price for ball 1. One count. And the 1-1 pitch from Price. Newsom swinging strike 2 this time from Mary Kimball. Whippets leading 9-0 in the top of the second. 1-2 count for Price gives the nod to Gracie Kate behind the plate. And the 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3, another strikeout for Mary Kimball Price. And that's out number 2. Four strikeouts on the night for Price. Brings up Taryn Hale for Senatobia. 2 outs. Bozant still on first. Price gives the nod. And the first pitch to Taryn Hale. Swinging strike 1 to Hale. Makes it a 0-1 count. Oh, 1 count. It's Mary Kimball Price with 4 strikeouts on the night. Hale went around for that one. For strike 2, it was a check swing, but it is called a strike. And it's an 0-2 count to Taryn Hale. Price looking for back-to-back strikeouts after the walk, giving up in this top of the second inning. The 2 pitch. 0-2 pitch is outside for ball 1. Price was trying to get the outside corner, but it just misses by a hair and misses for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch by Mary Kimball Price. Swinging strike 3, and that's back-to-back strikeouts by Mary Kimball Price. That'll take us to the bottom of the second. Whippets leading 9-0 over Senatobia. We'll be back with more Whippets softball from Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X-Series lawnmower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media
Premier
Sports.
Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back, Whippet fans. We're about to start off this bottom of the second inning right here on Boswell Media Sports. As Whippets defense holds up, it's 9-0 Kosciusko as we start this bottom of the second. As Lindsey Blaine steps back into the batter's box for the Whippets. Last inning ended by Allie Moore reaching with an error. But Kylie Greer was thrown out at the plate, and that ended the inning. As Lindsey Blaine steps back into the box, a 2 RBI double for Blaine last at bat. And the first pitch to Blaine. This one is in the dirt for ball 1 to Blaine as we're about to start this bottom of the second inning right here on Basel Media Sports. One 1-0 pitch to Blaine. This one's fouled off for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count, no outs for Lindsey Blaine. Whippets lead 9-0 over Senatobia. One count for Lindsey Blaine. And Blaine takes a swinging strike 2 at the next pitch. And Blaine with a 1-2 count with a swinging strike 2. One-two pitch to Blaine. This one's grounded to short, fielded cleanly, but the throw over to first is in time, and Blaine goes down with the ground out for out number 1. So the last at bat for Kosciusko in the lead off the first inning was a single, and it started a string of 9 runs, but Blaine goes down with the ground out to start us off in the second inning. Brought to you by Holmes Community College, sponsoring the second inning this postseason for Whippet softball on Basel Media Sports. 1 out in the inning. This one is fouled off by Jules Black, who had a sacrifice RBI in her last at-bat for the Whippets. It's a 0-1 count to Black. Whippets leading 9-0 over Senatobia. And the 0-1 count to Jules Black. 0-1 pitch. Black hits this one directly, and it's a line shot to first. And Black goes down with a fly out, hit directly to first baseman Sarah Artis. So back-to-back outs for Senatobia as Izzy Wallace steps back into the box for Kosciusko. Wallace had a bunt single and got on safely in her last at bat. So 2 outs in the inning. First pitch to Wallace is in for strike 1. And Wallace with an 0-1 count, 2 outs. In the bottom of the second, Wallace grounds this one up the middle and past the pitcher for a base hit by Izzy Wallace. Back-to-back singles for Wallace. So Wallace gets on with a single. It brings up J.C. Black, who grounded out in her last at bat for the Whippets. The sun starting to set here at Peggy Abels Field. With 2 outs, in steps J.C. Black. First pitch to Black. And this one is a high pitch taken for strike 1 to Black. Oh, 1 pitch. This one is in the dirt for ball 1 to J.C. Black. So Wallace standing on first for Kosciusko. 2 outs in the inning. Good take by Black as that one misses for ball 2. Two-one count as J.C. Black steps back into the box. Whippets looking to tack on some more runs. This one is hit. A little shot into center field, and it's caught for out number 3. A fly out for J.C. Black, and that'll do it for the Holmes Community College second inning. We're going to take a break and be back with more Whippet softball coming up from Basel Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's residential Quest mower starting at $3,900 or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports Whippet Softball Playoff Edition right here on Cruiser 98.3 and the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel.
Now batting, number 27.
Just getting started in this top of the third inning. Whippets leading Senatobia 9-0. As the Whippets scored 9 runs in the first inning and a 1-2-3 second inning. First pitch by Price to start off this third inning is high for ball 1. It's a 1-0 count. As Bailey Sims steps into the box for Senatobia. The 1-0 pitch. This one is in by Price for strike 1. So Sims with a 1-1 count by Mary Kimball Price, who on the night has 5 strikeouts. No hits so far. 1-2 pitch this time by Price is in for strike 2. Swinging strike 2 to Bailey Sims. 1-2 count. Price takes a look at the wrist. And the 1-2 from Mary Kimball Price. Swinging strike 3 to Bailey Sims. Another strikeout for Mary Kimball Price. 6 strikeouts on the night for Price. 6 of the 9 players tonight, or excuse me, 6 strikeouts on the night, facing 8 batters, struck out 6. So now steps Bethany Ward into the batter's box and took a big hack at that one for strike 1. 0-1 count. Mary Kimball Price. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is outside this time for ball 1 to Bethany Ward. And the 1-1 to Ward. Nobody on base for Senatobia as we're in this Premier Medical Clinic third inning. Pitch by Price is in for strike 2. A good pitch thrown a little low to the ground, but high enough to be a strike. The 1-2 count to Mary Kimball. From Mary Kimball, excuse me, to Bethany Ward. Price takes a step and the throw. And this one is high for ball 2 for Mary Kimball. So 2-2 count for Price, looking to start this inning off the same way she ended the last inning, with a strikeout. She's gotten 3 straight strikeouts. And the 2-2 from Price. Swinging strike 3, 4 straight strikeouts on the night for Mary Kimball. So 2 outs in the inning. Whippets get another strikeout from Mary Kimball Price at 7. As Macy Claire Moore goes back to the top of the lineup for Senatobia. 2 outs in this top of the third. Ball is popped up foul and sails foul for strike 1. 0-1 count to Macy Claire Moore. shortstop tonight for Senatobia. Oh, 1 count to Moore. And this one's outside for ball 1. 2 outs in the inning. Whippets looking to record 5 straight strikeouts from Mary Kimball Price, as Macy Claire Moore struck out her first at bat on the night. And the 1-1 pitch on the way from Price. Swing and strike 2 to Macy Claire Moore. Mary Kimball, a little bit of a heater. The defense has been relaxing, I should say, as Mary Kimball has been very efficient on the mound tonight with 7 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings. The 1-2 from Price. Swing and strike 3 by Moore. Strikes out the side for Mary Kimball Price. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd. Whippet bats coming up right here on Boswell Media Sports. Stay tuned for more Whippet playoff softball.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports Whippet Softball Playoff Edition right here on Cruising 98.3 and the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. I want to thank Frank Chevrolet for sponsoring our online stream, coming to you live tonight from YouTube as we're about to get started in this Premier Medical 3rd inning with Izzy Williams starting us off. This first pitch to Williams is in for strike 1. As we're starting this bottom of the 3rd inning right here on Cruiser 98.3. Last at bat for Izzy Williams has a 2 RBI single. Looking to repeat that success in this at bat. Pitches in the dirt to Williams for ball 1. As it's almost back to the top of the order for Kosciusko. 1-1 count to Williams. This one's outside and scooped in the dirt for ball 2 to Izzy Williams. Nobody on base as we're just getting started in this Premier Medical 3rd inning. 2-1 count for Williams. 2-1 pitch. Swing and strike 2 this time by Williams. As Izzy liked the pitch, but it was just a little outside for strike 2. 2-2 count. No outs in the inning. Williams gets a piece of it and lines it foul to stay alive at the plate. As that one was pretty high, but she made a good attempt at it to make contact and stay alive in the batter's box. 2-2 count to Williams. And this one is outside. Good eye by Williams, and it's a full count. As the Whippets have 9 runs in this bottom of the 3rd inning. So in this 2-3 matchup with Kosciusko, going 8-1 the district, facing Senatobia. 3-2 pitch to Williams is lined, but a jumping grab at short is made for out number 1. So it's been 4 straight, or excuse me, 4 of the last 5 batters for Kosciusko have gone out, except for Izzy Walls, who had the single. Whippets tacked on 9 runs in the bottom of the first inning, but nothing in the second inning. And the third inning starts with a out, grounded to third by Dickerson. First pitch she saw, and it's grounded to third for out number 2. So Dickerson had 2 singles on the night and grounded out on her last at bat. So she's 2 for 3 on the night so far with a stolen base. Gracie Kate Burrell steps into the box, had a big hit last at bat for Kosciusko with a 2 RBI double and a walk in her first at bat with a stolen base as well. First pitch to Burrell misses high for ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Gracie Kate in this Premier Medical third inning. Burrell tips this one, and it is hit right to short. Catch is made for out number 3. So Whippets go 1, 2, 3 in the inning. We'll be back with more Whippets softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Parents and students are just shocked when they find out with a 20 on your ACT, you could go to Home CC for free. Do you have a 20 on your ACT?
Why, yes. Wait. Hold on a sec. You're right. I am shocked. You're saying my tuition could be free?
Yes, and your household income does not matter.
Why in the world would Holmes Community College offer free tuition with a 20 on the ACT?
See, we don't want you drowning in college debt when you graduate. In fact, all of us here at Holmes are so committed to our students' success, we've kept our tuition lower than every other state community college. And even though parents and students are shocked by it and have a hard time believing it, just remember, your tuition could be free with a 20 on your ACT at Holmes CC.
Sounds to me like there's no place like Holmes.
That's Holmes Community College.
Boswell Media Sports.
Fourth inning just about to get started right here on Boswell Media Sports and Cruising 98.3. Whippets leading 9-0, got all the runs in the bottom of the first inning on the night. But since then, Senatobia has really responded on the defensive end, as it's been only 1 hit through 2 in the second and third inning combined. So Whippet bats have been a little standstill after that 9-run first inning. But Mary Kimball Price comes back to pitch for Kosciusko on the night. 7 strikeouts for Mary Kimball. Or excuse me, 8 strikeouts for Price on the night. And looking at 5 straight strikeouts for Price. First pitch in this top of the fourth inning brought to you by Frank Chevrolet is a swinging strike 1 to Anna Hollis Faulkner. 0-1 count, just getting started in the top of the fourth. 0-1 from Price. This one is popped to second, and it goes over Williams' head and drops into shallow right field, fielded by J.C. Black, but it's the first hit of the night for Senatobia, and it's brought by Anna Hollis Faulkner. So Price didn't want to give the announcers jinx on the no-hitter, but Price gave up the first hit. It's still an effective night at the plate, giving up the first hit in this top of the fourth inning. First pitch from Price to Bailey Thomas, catcher for Senatobia. Pitch misses for ball 1. So a 1-0 count with a runner on first in this top of the fourth, brought to you by Frank's Chevrolet. Faulkner on first, the 1-0 from Price. This one's a swinging strike, throw down to second. The tag is not in time. Really good throw by Burrell. But Dickerson was a little tardy on the run over. And it's a 1-1 count with a stolen base. So Faulkner advances to second, and the 1-1 pitch from Price. Swing and strike 2 this time to Bailey Thomas. Thomas went down with a strikeout in her last at bat. One-two count. Faulkner standing on second. 9-0 lead for Kosciusko. No outs in the top of the fourth. 1-2 pitch. Swing and strike 3 to Bailey Thomas. Another strikeout for Mary Kimball Price. 9 on the night. 1 out.
Now batting, number 15.
K.R. Hoffman batting for Senatobia with Faulkner standing on second. First pitch. Bunt was down. Runner standing in a... So a little bit of a confusion. The bunt was down by Hoffman, but she pulled it back, and the runner was kind of caught in the middle between second and third, but no throw down by Burrell. Runner gets back in safely, and it's ball 1. 1-0 pitch from Price. Bunt is down, but it's foul for strike 1. One count from Mary Kimball Price to K.R. Hoffman. Price gives the nod and the 1-1 pitch. Bunt is down. It's popped up, and it drops for strike 2. Came over close to the broadcast booth here at Peggy Abels Field, but it dropped foul right in front of me for strike 2. Hoffman steps back into the box, 1 out, and a 1-2 count. One-two pitch from Price. Ball is popped up. Moore has a read on it, and the catch is made. Throw down to third is wild, and the runner is rounding third and headed for home. And the run is scored by Senatobia for the first run of the night. Moore made the throw, but a wild throw scores the run, and it's 9-1. Kosciusko with the lead. So 2 outs in the inning. Hoffman with the pop out, and Maddie Bozant steps back into the box for Senatobia. Bozant got the walk in her last at bat. 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Whippets leading 9-1 after the error. First run scored for Senatobia. Oh, 1 count for Bozant. Swing and strike 2 this time by Bozant. Kimball Price, Mary Kimball responds with back-to-back swinging strikes to Bozant. And the 0-2 pitch on the way from Price. Swing and strike 3 by Mary Kimball Price. 10 strikeouts on the night. And we're going to the bottom of the fourth. Whippets with a 9-1 lead over Senatobia. We'll be back with more Whippets softball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmart dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority. priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Rough, ain't it? Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports, and this fourth inning brought to you by Frank Chevy. Mary Kimball Price leading us off after the strikeout lines. This one foul down the third base line, and it will drop for strike one to Price. No outs. So we're just getting started in this bottom of the fourth. Whippets leading 9-1. First run of the night for Senatobia came in the top of the fourth with a throwing error, as Anna Faulkner, got the single and came around to score on the error. 0-1 pitch to Price is outside for ball one. One count to Price. She rips this one past the shortstop, and it drops for a base hit for Mary Kimball Price. And a single for Price. She stays on base, no pinch run. We saw Kylie Greer pinch running for Price last at bat. And Price will stay, no pinch run, as Allie Moore comes up to bat for Kosciusko. Price standing at first. First pitch to Moore is lined down the third base side. That's a base hit for Allie Moore. Mary Kimball stays at second. And a single for Allie Moore. So back-to-back singles. Whippet bats getting rolling in this bottom of the fourth.
Number 1, Lindsay Blaine.
9-1 lead for the Whippets. But the runs are looking to pick up in this bottom of the fourth. Brought to you by Frank Chevrolet. So pitch to Blaine is a swinging strike one, as Lindsey Blaine swings at the first pitch and misses for strike one. Last at bat for Lindsey Blaine, she went out with a ground out, but in that first inning, as Blaine swings at a strike two, pitch a little low. 2 RBI double for Blaine, and Coach Moore is calling time to have a chat with Lindsey Blaine, who last pitch was very low for Blaine, and she swung at it. Coach Moore wanting to maybe calm her down in this RBI opportunity for Lindsey Blaine. Oh-2 is the count as Blaine steps back into the box. This one is low for ball one. So Allie Moore at first and Mary Kimball Price at second. 1-2 count. One-two pitch to Blaine. This one is hit into deep right field, but catch is made in center by Bethany Ward for out number one. Blaine hit that one well, but it was hit directly to center field. It's good hitting by Blaine at the plate, but it drops for out number one.
Now batting, number 11, Jules Black.
So Jules Black comes into bat for Kosciusko. Black on the night is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice RBI and a fly out in her last at bat. 1 out. First pitch to Black is in for strike one, with runners on first and second in this Frank's Chevy fourth inning. So 0-1 count to Jules Black. 0-1 pitch, swinging strike 2 to Black. She really wanted a piece of that one. Nearly swinging out of her shoes. As it's an 0-2 count to Black. Oh, 2 pitch to Black. This one is outside for ball 1. So Black, with a good eye, watches that one go past for ball 1. 1-2 lead, or 1-2 count in this 9-1 game for Kosciusko. 1-2 to Black. This one is a swinging strike 3, and Black goes down with a strikeout. And it brings up Izzy Wallace coming to bat for Kosciusko, and now Coach Moore calls for a pinch runner. It's Kylie Greer pinch running for Mary Kimball Price.
Now batting, number 2, Izzy Wallace.
So Izzy Wallace will step back into the box. 9-1 lead for Kosciusko. Wallace on the night is 2 for 2. First pitch to Wallace. This one is lined and snagged at second for out number 3. Ball was well hit by Wallace, but the catch was made at second by Anna Hollis Faulkner for out number 3. So the Whippets, no runs in the bottom of the 4th. Lead is 9-1 still. Kosciusko with a big lead over Senatobia. Be back with more Whippets softball and the 5th inning of action coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawn mower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell Media Sports.
The Breakfast Show 5th inning just getting started right here on Boswell Media Sports, as it's Nadra Newson swinging at the first pitch from Price for strike 1, swinging at the second pitch as well for strike 2. Back-to-back strikes thrown by Mary Kimball Price. Price with 10 strikeouts on the night. And a quick 0-2 count to Newson. Oh, 0-2 pitch from Price. Ball is popped up foul, drifting towards the stands, and will drop for a foul ball. So an 0-2 count to Newson. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high from Price for ball 1. And Newson stays alive in the batter's box. One-two pitch from Newson, from Price to Newson. That one's in. Strike 3 called. And Price gets the first out of this Breakfast Show 5th inning. The host of the Breakfast Show, Mr. Breck Riley, sitting right behind me in the broadcast booth, cheering on the Whippet softball team in the playoffs. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow night on Breezy 101, that game will be right here in Kosciusko. Whippets are playing Senatobia on the baseball diamond instead of the softball diamond tomorrow night. Want to encourage everybody to come out to the game, support the Whippets if you're in town. If not, it'll be on the Breezy News website or on Breezy 101 on your radio. So if you're not going to Senatobia to watch Game 2 tomorrow night. We'll have Whippet baseball on Breezy 101. There's Mary Kimball Price with the 1-1 pitch. To Taryn Hale. So Whippet spring sports in full effect. Whippet softball and Whippet baseball coming to you all postseason on Boswell Media Sports. Swinging strike 2 this time by Taryn Hale. With 1 out in this top of the 5th inning. 1-2 pitch from Price. That one's outside for ball 2. Eleven strikeouts on the night for Price. 1 in this inning already. And the 2-2 pitch from Mary Kimball Price. Swing and strike 3 this time. Back-to-back strikeouts by Mary Kimball Price. Strikeouts are aplenty. A lot of Ks on my stat sheet for Price on the night. 11 and counting for Mary Kimball. 11 strikeouts on the night as Bailey Sims steps into the batter's box. A little pitcher's duel as Sims came in relief in the first inning. Has done a good job stopping Whippet bats after that first inning. First pitch from Price is outside and high for ball 1. 9-1 Kosciusko lead. 2 outs in this breakfast show 5th inning. Price with the nod and the throw. That one's in for strike 1. 1-1 count to Bailey Sims. Sims takes a step out of the box and gets back in. Whippets leading 1-1 over Senatobia. Ball is tipped foul by Sims, and it counts as a strike 2. And a 1-2 count. 1-2 count for Sims. She steps back into the box with 2 outs. 1-2 from Price. That one is popped foul and will drop. A little spinning hit from Sims. The ball was tipped and it was still spinning when it hit the ground. But nonetheless, it drops for a foul ball on 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Whippets leading 9-1 over the Senatobia Warriors. 1-2 pitch coming from Price. Swing and strike 3 this time. Mary Kimball Price strikes out the side. And Whippet bats are coming up in the bottom of the 5th. Stay tuned for more Whippet softball action coming from Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bottom of the 5th inning, coming to you live from Kosciusko as Whippet softball, game 1 of the 4A state playoffs taking place here in Kosciusko at the home field. Fans have really come out tonight to support the Lady Whippets as it's a 9-1 lead for Kosciusko. About to get started in the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch thrown to Jules Black. or excuse me, J.C. Black is in the dirt for ball 1. 9-1 lead for Kosciusko. And the 1-0 pitch. Ball is hit well into left center, drops base hit for J.C. Black, gets a single and a base runner on the board for Kosciusko. So Black on first brings up Izzy Williams. So after the single by J.C. Black, brings up Isabel Williams, or Izzy Williams as she's known around the ball field. That ball is tipped foul and will stay in play, and Williams nearly beat the run at first, but nonetheless, scoop was made by Sarah Artis, and it was a foot race by Williams and Artis going down the first baseline. But nonetheless, she stepped on the bag for out number 1, and that advances J.C. Black all the way over to second base. And back to the top of the order, the Whippets go as McKinley Dickerson comes into the batter's box. Dickerson had a ground out in her last at bat. First pitch thrown to Dickerson misses for ball 1. Dickerson on the night, 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 singles and a stolen base for McKinley Dickerson. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 5th inning brought to you by The Breakfast Show every morning on Breezy 101. Second pitch to Dickerson misses for ball 2. Two-0 count now to Dickerson. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Pitches inside for ball 3 to Dickerson. Three-0 is the count with Gracie Kate Burrell on deck. And J.C. Black standing on second. 3-0 to Dickerson. That one's missed low for ball 4, and Dickerson draws the walk. And it'll bring up Gracie Kate Burrell, who on the night is 1 for 2 at the plate with a 2 RBI double and a ground out. But a walk in the first inning got it going for Gracie Kate when she got a stolen base in that inning as well. Runners on first and second for Kosciusko. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 9-1 lead for the Whippets. First pitch to Burrell is a little bit high for strike 1, excuse me. Runners on first and second. And Gracie Kate Burrell at the plate for the Whippets. 0-1 pitch to Burrell. This one is hit foul down the first base line and will drop for a foul ball. So 0-2 count for Gracie Kate. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Whippets leading 9-1 over Senatobia. Oh, 2 count. That one is a high pitch to Gracie Kate Burrell for ball 1. J.C. Black standing on second. Dickerson on first. 1 out. And Burrell at the plate. 1-2 to Burrell. That one is ripped into the Senatobia dugout. How about it? And everybody seems to be okay as Gracie Kate stays alive at the plate. Gracie Kate got a really big rip at the ball, and it was hit right into that Senatobia dugout, but luckily nobody got hit. And she stays alive in the box. One-two pitch to Burrell. That one's high and outside for ball 2. Gracie Kate really working the pitch count to stay alive in the box. It's a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch. That one is hit into right field. It'll drop. Base hit. And Black is going to have to stay at third. There's a little bit of base running miscommunication by the Whippets. Black was standing on second when the ball dropped. But nonetheless, it's a single by Gracie Kate Burrell. And time is called by the Senatobia head coach. We're going to take a break as Whippet softball leading 9-1 over Senatobia. We'll take a break. Back with more Whippet softball from Basel Media Sports.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Rough, ain't it? Boswell Media Sports.
Hi, this is Jay Price from Kosciusko Auto Parts, your new Exmark dealer. Spring is a lot like fielding drills. Like you have to get in front of the ball, now's the time to get in front of the things on that spring cleaning list. Right now, Exmark is featuring some heavy hitters that can turn those overgrown areas into a field of dreams. Whether it's Exmark's Residential Quest Mower, starting at $3,900, or the fully commercial Laser X Series lawnmower, these mowers will keep your lawns looking great and keep you on the playing field. Stop by Kosciusko Auto Parts and see us. Rough, ain't it?
Boswell.
Welcome back to Peggy Abel's Field, bottom of the fifth inning. Whippet softball in action as the score is 9-1. Bases loaded for the Whippets. And Mary Kimball Price steps into the batter's box. First pitch misses for ball one to Price. Gracie Kate Burrell stands on with a single, and a single by Price. It'll score Black. Dickerson rounding third, headed for home. And it's 11-1 Kosciusko. And that'll do it. So the 2 RBI single by Mary Kimball Price ends the game. Whippets lead and win 11-1, taking game one of the 4A state playoffs against Senatobia. That'll do it as the Whippets win 11-1 over Senatobia. So Mary Kimball Price with the 2 RBI single ends it. We're going to take a short break and come back with the post-game show and reveal our player of the game right here on Cruiser 98.3. Stay tuned for more Whippet softball coming up with the post-game show right here on Boswell Media Sports.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Papa, what is the deal with all these tariffs I'm hearing about?
Miles, at Frank Chevrolet, we're not worried about tariffs today because the cars we've got in stock can be sold without them.
Papa, does that mean cars are cheaper now?
Miles, that's right. With rebates up to $6,000 and discounts up to $4,000, that's $10,000 off MSRP on select units. It's never been a better time than today, before the tariffs hit, to make your driving dreams come true. Frank Chevrolet has a large selection.
Shop us online at frankchevy.com.
Or come see us on Highway 35 North here in Kosciusko, or call 662-289-4611. Beat the tariffs.
Papa, are we done yet?
Frank Chevrolet GMC. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Frank Chevrolet GMC, making your driving dreams come true.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciusko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
Boswell Media Sports.
Mhm. Welcome to the Basel Media Sports post-game show. I'm Sam Rigby bringing you the recap of Game 1 of Kosciusko Whippets softball playoffs right here on the Basel Media Sports YouTube channel and Cruiser 98.3. Whippets take Game 1 against Senatobia, winning 11-1 with 9 runs in the first inning and 2 runs in the 5th inning. A couple of stats for you tonight for the Lady Whippets. Kinley Dickerson with 2 singles and a stolen base on the night. Gracie Kate Burrell a 2 RBI double and a single and a stolen base on the night for Burrell. Allie Moore with an RBI single in the first inning and another single in the 4th inning, or 5th inning, excuse me. Along with Lindsey Blaine, a 2 RBI double. Jules Blackett, a sacrifice RBI. And Izzy Wallace, 2 for 3 on the night with 2 singles. J.C. Black with a single in the game as well, and Isabel Williams with a 2 RBI single in the first inning as well. But the player of the game tonight for the Whippets will be pitcher Mary Kimball Price. 12 strikeouts on the night, pitching for the Whippets, and a 3 for 3 night at the plate with 3 singles, one being the 2 RBI single that ended the game. So Mary Kimball Price, the Basel Media Sports player of the game for Whippets softball tonight. So Whippets take Game 1, 11-1. We'll have the next game for you tomorrow night at Senatobia right here on the Basel Media Sports YouTube channel and Cruiser 98.3. Make sure to stick around for that one tomorrow night. And if you want to, you can listen to both. Baseball taking on Senatobia as well in Kosciusko, but the road game at Senatobia will be on right here on Cruiser 98.3. Baseball on Breezy 101, baseball on Cruiser 98.3 tomorrow night. So be sure to check out all of the Whippet spring sports taking place as we follow them along for postseason. So until tomorrow night from Senatobia, this is Sam Rigby bringing you Whippet softball all postseason right here on Basel Media Sports. Go Whippets!